We're told that finally Africans have gotten it right because Dakar is the venue for the new birth of Africa Pan-African e-sport. My man who is here with me is talking about Armstrong. He is the vice chairman of Nigeria Professional e-sport Association. We'll be looking at the love that is being shown by the president of Senegal to bring together all Africans in what we call Pan-African rebirth of e-sport. Armstrong.
Thank you, and good morning, viewers.
Now, so let's go straight to Dakar. Dakar is playing host to what could be described as the first time that Africa is getting it right in e-sport, and over 45 countries will storm Dakar. And His Excellency, the President of Senegal, is doing everything possible to give Africa an opportunity we've never had.
Well, I think it's beautiful. Someone says when you know what to look for, you will see it all the time. I want to believe that Africa is ripe to run its own program more than anything, to also rival the quality of sports program that we have in the West and around the world. I personally feel like Senegal is putting its foot in the right direction right now to host these African countries, and also more than anything to bring the governing bodies of esports in Africa together to discuss and the way forward. The African continent's esports ecosystem need a boost, and I believe that a meeting like this, a conference of this nature, will do a lot of good, for the progress and the development of esports in Africa.
Pan-Africa Sport Cultural Organization. It looks like Africa has finally gotten it right. The Teranga Lions of Senegal is one of those beautiful contributions from His Excellency, the President of Senegal, and it looks like the entire Africa will not benefit for e-sport. E-sport is the electronic sport, and Africa is heading to Dakar to have the mother of all e-sport federation. Armstrong, let's look at so many e-sport bodies across the continent of Africa, but it looks like the one that is coming up in Senegal under the leadership of His Excellency, the President of Senegal, it looks like Africa has finally gotten what they've been looking for.
Yes, you're right. There is a need to harmonize these various efforts. I don't want to see it as duplication of efforts, because that can be a problem where you have similar bodies duplicated all over Africa. But what I believe what is happening in Dakar today, is good for the improvement of esports in Africa. You are aware that in recent times we have different bodies, coming up with churning out all kinds of programs and all that, but there is no synergy in the way that these programs, or the benefits of these programs is harnessed for the good of the African youngsters, who are, or the enthusiasts who are really, slugging it out there online and in the virtual space. So harmonizing these various governing bodies and countries is a very important move by the Senegalese governing body of esports, and I think we should all support them towards that groundbreaking effort.
And I look at the combination of culture into e-sport put aside by the Senegalese government. This is a plus for the development of the beautiful game of e-sport across the continent of Africa. As we speak now, Africa is divided with so many confederations. Not too long ago, one was commissioned far away in North Africa. We have one in South Africa. There is one coming up in West Africa, and that one seems to be the mother of all. The event will be decided at the presidency in Dakar, the capitals of Senegal. And of course, the president of the Nigerian Esports Federation will also be there live to ensure that Nigeria is fully supported and participated participating in this year's edition and the formation of Pan-Africa. And so we say big congratulations to the good people of Senegal and His Excellency, and I feel like saying merci beaucoup. Away from that, let's come back home here. There will be plenty of action from the 20th to the 30th of this month. Is 4,500 athletes and officials, and they are assembling one city called Asaba. The Stephen Keshi Stadium is the venue for the 7th edition of Nigerian Youth Games. Team FCT departed the Federal Capital Territory yesterday, and it's going to be a colorful event that will bring together the entire 36 states plus the Federal Capital Territory. Armstrong will be on the pitch looking for some of their best players. But Armstrong, before we talk at your calling, which is baseball, let's look at the reason why this game was introduced in Nigeria 7 years ago.
Well, I can't stop extolling the virtue of youth sports, especially the National Youth Sports Games. Allow me to establish that the National Youth Games is not just about competition. It is the lifeblood of a nation's sporting future. And a youth game of this nature is I want to say, is the seed bed for that seed. I mean, for that future to be sown, to be nurtured, and to grow. You see, I believe that the future is not ahead of any one of us. The future is not ahead of Nigeria, for instance, when it comes to sports. The future of every individual is like a seed that is already sown in them. It's no different from sports. Nigerians are naturally talented. You name it, in whatever field, whatever endeavor, whatever discipline, Nigerians, whether in the country or in the diaspora, are living their dreams. No matter what you throw a Nigerian into, they stand out. So I believe that giving our body, natural body somantotype, we are basically built mesomorph in terms of our body somantotype. The Nigerian, be it in soccer, our current crop of players on the Nigerian national team, Super Eagles to be precise, look at their build. They are tall, they are active, they are agile. And I believe, I'm in the school of thought that we should come up with our own sporting philosophy and not necessarily, copy and pasting what is happening in other countries. Researchers should settle down and look at what we've got. So like I'm saying, that this competition or these games present an opportunity that would help our country sporting codes to sport our talents and begin to work towards probably the next 3 Olympics. I'm talking about 3 Olympic cycles here. It's 4 years plus 4, that's 8 years, 12 years. And if you do that, you catch those who are maybe 11, 12, or those who are 16, for those who will be participating here. I mean, you prepare them for the next 12 years. You will have good competitors who will stand out in any sporting code whatsoever, and they would be able to do well, in maybe international competitions like the All Africa Games and the Olympics. Some of us started very young, while we were in, junior high school, and by the time we graduated from high school, that about 5 years, for instance, we were up in our games. Unfortunately for someone like me, by the time I get to the pinnacle, of my sporting performance, I was already 28 years old, and they were looking for, you name it, your 20-year-old, your 16-year-old, but I was already 28. I had to resign at that point. But until I left the country, I noticed that I could still compete favorably. For me, I would have done better, but I think time worked against me. So this competition or these games present an opportunity to groom, to catch them young. And I keep repeating it and I'll keep saying it. This is the lifeblood of a nation's sporting future. And I hope we take advantage of it.
Let's take you to Kwara State. The pictures you are seeing, the last edition in Kwara State and Delta State were there in form, and they made no mistake. Delta State won the championship. It looks like Ifeanyi is